everybody. It's Sports Guy Ron. I'm here with your Week 8 NFL preview. It should be an exciting week, even though we do have 6 teams on bye, so that's going to mess up some fantasy teams I have imagined this week. But we got some good games to look forward to. I will recap the Thursday night game here first. The Los Angeles Chargers moved to 5-2. With a 37-10 win over the Minnesota Vikings, who are now 3-4. I did pick LA to win and to cover the spread, which was correct. Justin Herbert had a huge game, 18-25 for 227 yards and 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. He also chipped in with 62 rushing yards. Kamani Vidal had 23 carries for 117 yards and a touchdown. He's shown that he can definitely split the load with Amari and Hampton, even though Najee Harris is gone for the year. So I think they should be good running the ball, from here on out, as long as they can get that offensive line healthy. Minnesota only could accomplish 164 total yards. A big play early in the game was Minnesota on the first drive intercepted a pass, returned it for a touchdown, but was overturned on replay. It was called an interception on the field. I was kind of surprised a little bit that it was overturned. There was one angle where it did look like the ball rolled around after it had in his arms after it had touched the ground, so that should be overturned. I still was a little bit surprised it was overturned. It wasn't just upheld as what was called on the field, but regardless, the Chargers dominated the game. Carson Wentz was under pressure, gets hit a lot. He's injured, kind of hurt all game. They just really couldn't accomplish anything. So Chargers with an easy victory. Okay, so looking ahead to the Sunday and Monday games. The first game Sunday at 1 p.m. is Miami, who is 1-6. They are at Atlanta. And Atlanta is a 7.5-point favorites. They are 3-3. I picked Atlanta to win and to cover. Michael Penix is questionable. Kirk Cousins would come in if he can't play. He is expected to play. He does have a bone bruise. I guess it's in his knee. But that seems to be the issue. But it's likely he's going to play. Atlanta's offense, they're kind of an enigma. They're not doing very well in the red zone, which is surprising. They have so many weapons, you would think, in the red zone. You have Bijan Robinson, who can run or catch out of the backfield. You have big, huge targets in Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Why are they not able to get it in the end zone enough? They are 7th in the NFL in yards by the offense, but they're 27th in points. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They should be doing better than that. They should be targeting London and Pitts and using Bijan down there. Maybe Darnell Mooney clearing things out will help now that he's back. I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. They shouldn't have that problem against Miami, though. The question is for Miami, can they limit Bijan running the ball? They had a hard time dealing with Quinshon Judkins last week. And can they avoid offensive turnovers? They've been turning the ball over a lot, especially Tua with the interceptions. Fumbles mixed in. So I don't know if this is going to be a good game or not. McDaniels could use a victory for Miami, but I just think Atlanta's going to win and cover even at 7.5. They play really well at home. An interesting matchup coming. Chicago 4-2. They head to Baltimore 1-5. Baltimore, even at 1-5, are 6.5-point favorites at home. Lots of questions in this game. Can Lamar start a streak? It's looking like, even though he's still questionable, that Lamar Jackson will be back for Baltimore. If not, they elevated Ty Huntley to be the backup, sending Cooper Rush to third string. Roquan Smith is also supposed to be back on the defense, but can that defense stop anyone? Even with Roquan, they really weren't stopping anybody. Can they stop Chicago's offense? Chicago has been struggling a little bit, settling for field goals. I don't know if they'll want to do that against Baltimore if Lamar Jackson's healthy. Especially, I think Derrick Henry might be able to have some success running against Chicago. For the Bears, Cole Kmet is out, the big tight end, and DeAndre Swift's questionable. He was questionable last week and played and had a big game. He's likely to play, but he is marked as questionable. I did pick Baltimore to win and to cover the spread. I just think with Lamar back, everything points to Baltimore making a run to get back into the playoff contention. It might be too late. It might not. You think they'd have to start now to try to get themselves back into contention. Okay, in the next game, we have the New York Jets, who are 0-7, kind of a mess right now. They're going to Cincinnati, who is 3-4. They got a big win last week. They are 6-point favorites, Cincinnati. I'm taking them to win and to cover. For New York, Sauce Gardner's out on the defense, probably one of their couple best players on defense, even though he's kind of been up and down this year. Garrett Wilson's also out. The quarterback, they're kind of unsure who's starting. Aaron Glenn is not saying at all who's going to start. He doesn't want to help Cincinnati, I guess. I don't really think it matters, but Tyrod Taylor probably might do a little better against Cincinnati, although Cincinnati defense hasn't been very great. So maybe this is a week the Jets can move the ball. They did against Pittsburgh early in the season, maybe again this time. I don't know. We'll see. Can Joe Flacco duplicate his success from last Thursday? Hendrickson's questionable, but practiced the last two straight games, or 2 straight days of practice, Thursday and Friday, so he might play. So that would be a big addition for Cincinnati. I just think they have reasons to play, and they're needing the victory, and they're just better, way more talented for the Jets, especially with Gardner out against them, great wide receivers. In the next game, we have Buffalo. They're 4-2. They are 7-point favorites at Carolina, 4-3. Carolina plays pretty well at home. Got to keep that in mind. Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard versus the Bills' 31st ranked rush defense. That could be a very good matchup for Carolina. Can the Bills correct their offensive struggles? They've scored under 20 points the last 2 games. If they did it again, it would be the first time, I think, since 2020 that they've had a streak of 3 games where they scored 20 points or less. Bryce Young, though, however, is doubtful for Carolina, the quarterback. Andy Dalton is a serviceable backup. Will he be able to play well enough to get an upset victory over Buffalo? And everything says expect points in this matchup. The Buffalo's defense hasn't been fantastic. Neither has Carolina's. Been up and down. And in the over the spread in Carolina games, the last 24 is 17-7 and 15-8 for Buffalo games. So we're looking for some points here, and I'm thinking Buffalo can cover the 7 points, win, and cover the spread. And one of the tough matchups to predict this week, we have San Francisco. They are 5-2. They are at Houston, 3-4, coming off that loss Monday night on the West Coast in Seattle. Houston, however, is a 1.5-point favorite. I went back and forth on this. I really wanted to take Houston's defense to win this game in a close, low-scoring game, but I'm taking San Francisco to win and cover. San Francisco, even though these stats don't look good, they're 1-4 against the spread as a road dog. Mac Jones will start at quarterback again. He's played pretty well, even though Purdy's out for the 6th time this year. For Houston, though, Nico Collins is out with concussion. Christian Kirk's also out. That means Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins, 2 rookies from Iowa State, are going to have to step up if Houston wants to make some way in the passing game. Dalton Schultz is also questionable. So, they're going to need the rookies to step up. But can the defense keep scoring? They provided safety and a touchdown last week. They might need the defense to score some more for them to beat San Francisco this week. I think San Francisco is going to take it, though. In the next 1 o'clock game, we have Cleveland. They're 2-5, coming off a victory. They are traveling to New England, who's 5-2, and New England is 7-point favorites. I'm taking New England to win and to cover. Questions of the game: can Cleveland's defense turn over the scorching hot Drake May? Drake May's playing at a top level right now. Can the defense of Cleveland, which is tough and has been getting turnovers as of late, even though they've struggled early to do so, can they slow him down and make this a lower scoring game? Can the Cleveland offense score? They did have 31 points last week, but one was directly a touchdown by the defense. The other one, the defense set them up inside the 5-yard line. So really they scored 17 points. Some of those were kind of turnover related too. I mean, the weather wasn't great, but still. And the stat of the week, Cleveland is 0-8 against the spread on the road in the last 8. All of those point to New England's winning and covering. That's why I took them. The thing is, though, New England's 5 victories aren't exactly against world beaters. Yes, they did beat Buffalo. That was impressive. But they beat Tennessee. They beat Miami. They beat New Orleans. Those aren't really good wins. So kind of iffy on the record, 5-2. How good are they really? Now, Cleveland's a little bit more of a test than those 3, but not a whole lot. So that's why I'm still taking New England. Okay, let's go to board number 2. Okay, in the last 1 o'clock game, we have the New York Giants 2-5 at Philadelphia 5-2. Philadelphia is a 7-point favorite. I'm taking Philly to win and to cover. Can the young Giants recover from Denver debacle? Well, I mean, they gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter to lose by a point. They dart through a turnover, had an interception, made a turnover late. Can they recover and bounce back from that? Can Jalen Hurts keep throwing? That's a good question. He really started to light it up last week, but can they do it against the Giants? They do owe the Giants from the Giants' victory earlier in the season. A.J. Brown is questionable. I can actually update that. He is out. He did not practice on Friday. He has officially been listed as out now. So it's going to be Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert having to step up. I think they'll do that, so I've picked Philadelphia for some revenge here and to cover the 7 points. In an NFC North matchup, the first 4 o'clock game, we have Tampa Bay 5-2 at New Orleans 1-6. Tampa Bay only favored by 3.5 on the road at New Orleans in a divisional matchup. I'm taking Tampa to win and to cover this. Tampa's injuries are many, especially to the skill positions. We have Bucky Irving's still out, Chris Godwin's still out. Now Mike Evans is out for at least 8 weeks or something like that. They are expecting Ibuka to play, so that helps them. Can Alvin Kamara duplicate Jahmyr Gibbs' success versus the Bucs from Monday night? I don't think he can get 200 yards, but he is in the same kind of mode as Gibbs. You know, he can run the ball. He's not quite as strong of a runner. He definitely can catch the ball in the backfield, and New Orleans is probably going to have to lean on that. The Saints are 9-3 against the spread versus Tampa since 2019. All those things maybe points to New Orleans covering here, but I'm taking Tampa. I just think they're just too good. I don't think New Orleans is really as good as some of the close games that they've been playing lately, so I'm taking Tampa Bay. In an AFC South matchup, we have Tennessee 1-6 at Indianapolis 6-1. Indianapolis is a huge 14.5-point favorite. I'm still taking Indy to win and to cover. It's a lot of points, especially in a division matchup, but I'm going to do it. I did it last week with Kansas City against Las Vegas. They covered. I'm thinking this can happen again. Indianapolis has been very impressive. Tennessee also has Simmons out on the defensive line. That's going to be a big loss. And Tennessee's 4-20 against the spread since 2024. Can Indy stay focused? I think that's the real question in this game. But seeing as a division game, I'm thinking they can. I'm going to take them to win and to cover. In an exciting matchup, we have Dallas 3-1. They are at Denver 5-2. Denver's a 3.5-point favorite. I'm taking Denver to win. I'm taking Dallas to cover the 3.5-point spread to keep it close. We got the big Dallas offense. The matchup, I think they're first in yards and second in points in the NFL, something like that, against Denver's defense. Dallas is 1-3 on the road, and their only win was the Jets. That's why I'm going to take Denver to win, even though I'm a little shaky on them after that game that they played against the Giants that they really just got very lucky to pull out. Dak Prescott, 4 straight games with 3+ touchdowns and 0 interceptions. That's tied for the second longest streak in NFL history. Playing really well. He's got CeeDee Lamb back. You got George Pickens playing at an exceptional level. Jake Ferguson has really risen up. Javonte Williams playing fantastic at running back, something they haven't had since Ezekiel Elliott in his good days. So I'm taking them to cover, but Denver to win. In the 8 p.m. game on Sunday night, we have Green Bay 4-1-1. They are 3-point favorites at Pittsburgh, 4-2. I wanted to take Green Bay, but I'm going to take Pittsburgh against what everybody else is predicting Green Bay to win this game. But I'm thinking at home, Pittsburgh, after the Thursday night game against Cincinnati, they're going to toughen up, and there's somehow, some way, Aaron Rodgers is going to lead them to a victory. So I'm taking Pittsburgh to win and to cover the 3 points. He's going to be up for this game. SOS. We need an SOS for Pittsburgh's defense. They've been so good for so long. This year, they just flat out stink. Everybody's throwing on them. Everybody's running on them. Can Pittsburgh's offensive line block Micah Parsons and the company? That might be a key to Rodgers being able to actually pull out the victory. So we'll have to see what happens. In the Monday night game, we have the Washington Commanders 3-4. They're at Kansas City 4-3. Kansas City's a 12.5-point favorite. It's a lot of points. I'm taking Kansas City to win. I'm taking Washington to cover, even though Jaden Daniels is out. Marcus Mariota starts. He's been pretty serviceable for Washington. He also gets Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuels back. KC, they're rolling. That's the reason I'm taking them to win, but I think Washington can keep it close. Bye weeks this week are Arizona, Detroit, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, the Rams, and Seattle. Okay, well, my voice is going. I don't know why that's happening, but I hope you like this video. If you do, give it a like. I'd appreciate it. Maybe subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you have, I appreciate you. And I hope you have a nice weekend and enjoy the football. Take care.